Hello and welcome to the Autocar show. 35 years, 5 generations and 12 million cars sold worldwide. The 3 Series is a large chunk of the BMW pie. Well, the 6th generation is here. It's all set to hit the Indian roads. Now, will it live up to the heritage of its predecessors? Well, we're going to find out. It still retains all the BMW trademarks, like the sweeping bonnet, the short front overhang, and the kidney grille. But the kidney grilles have become wider and flatter. The car is more grown up as well. It's longer, wider, and taller. There are quite a few new crease lines as well, from the wheel to the rear light, from the headlight through to the door panels, in between both wheel arches, along the bottom of the doors, and all along the bonnet that give this new 3 a very sinewy look. The twin bi-xenon headlights with the LED brows and horizontal slatted air dam with the fogs give it a striking front. The wider track gives the 3 Series a more hunkered down look at the rear. And again, strong horizontal crease lines give it an aura of strength. Of course, there are those LED tail lights that make it look oh so BMW. It's a more fluid design than before, and especially in this red, the new 3 Series paints a stunning picture. So we've got 2 levels of trim today with us. Now currently I'm in the diesel car, which has the luxury level of trim. It's a 2-tone interior, grey and beige with splashes and dashes of 4-wood and chrome on the inside. You've got the 4-wood on the swoops of handles that now come with the new 3 Series through the dashboard and on the central console. This 4-wood is a bit too plasticky in my opinion, and also this entire beige matting on the floor, especially in our kind of weather in the monsoons, tends to get really dirty and mucky. So this is the other trim level that we have. This is the sports trim level, which is in the petrol car. Now, I really like the splashes and dashes of red all over, the stitching on the seats, the line through the dashboard, and even the shiny black plastic looks really nice, gives this a lot of character on the inside. You've also got the splash of red on your key fob. Another nice touch on this sports package is the adjustment for the seats to contour themselves and hold you into place nicely on the side. This is all about being sporty in character. The inside feels very different now. It's a whole new look, which is less staid and more flash. The door panels now have sweeping handles. The steering is sportier with the controls mounted on it. Gone is the rounded binnacle, and instead you get a freestanding display in the center of the dash. The lines from there fall in a waterfall to the AC vents and the music system. The iDrive has moved to the side instead of behind the gear lever. And it all makes the central console look skewed towards the driver. In fact, all the lines seem to lead to this area. And with everything literally being angled 7 degrees towards the side of the steering wheel, it still retains that very driver-centric feel. The ergonomics are great and everything falls easily to hand. The soft touch grains and the quality all feel built to last. The 3 Series will hit Indian roads with 2 engines, the 320D and the all-new 328i petrol. We had both cars to test, so we kicked it off with the petrol engine. The petrol is a new generation 4-cylinder turbocharged engine. This petrol engine just doesn't feel like a 2-liter at all. It's punchy, it's fun to drive, and yet it's got such a nice linear acceleration and strong mid-range that whether you're ambling around in the city or enjoying a nice flat-out drive and putting your foot down, this car feels extremely comfortable. The brilliant part really is the 8-speed gearbox that lets this motor spring to life energetically or cruise comfortably with the RPM needle settling below the 2000 RPM mark. If you want a spirited drive, shift the car into Sport or Sport Plus and it will definitely raise your adrenaline levels. The steering gets sharper, the shifts get lightning quick, and with this motor spinning in its peak power range, you fall in love and you want to keep on driving this car. The beauty of this engine is with all that delicious power, it can churn up efficiency too. The new 3 Series also comes with stop-start feature, so every time you stop, the engine cuts off and smoothly starts off again every time you want to go, making it extremely fuel efficient. You can also shift the car into Eco Pro mode, which keeps the engine spinning at lower RPMs, making it more efficient. Now, whilst being smaller and sensible, this engine hasn't lost that fun-to-drive character that the petrol engines of BMW have. It's definitely for the passionate. Although these days, with the soaring prices of petrol, the familiar 320D is probably the one that will be more popular. Now, this is the same engine as it was earlier, but power and torque have been upped. This diesel engine is sprightly, it's energetic, stomp your foot down and you get a nice surge of power. But it's not just about being powerful, this engine is also drivable, and that's largely due to the 8-speed gearbox that's really fantastic. It's a responsive engine, and though you have to wait a bit for it to get a move on, it never lacks power totally. Put your foot down and even at lower RPMs, it will get you through. It just gets more energetic once you pass the 2000 RPM mark. That's when you begin to feel the delicious meat of the power. There is one big downside to this engine though. It's noisy and you do hear the clatter in the cabin. The 8-speed gearbox works well here too, doing well when you're cruising or in city traffic. However, if you do want sudden bursts of power or a little more spirited drive, then shifts are definitely quicker in Sport or Sport Plus mode. Now, despite the fact that this car is bigger in every way, it's still lighter, and this weight reduction has made the already great balance and dynamics of the 3 Series even better. The perfect 50-50 balance gives the 3 Series great dynamics, and you can really push it around corners and have fun with it. The steering is pretty quick to react as well. Although around the straight ahead position there is a bit of a dead zone, still the car grips extremely well and the handling of the 3 Series is real fun. The 3 Series changes directions like a gazelle and inspires such a sense of confidence that it's truly a driver's delight. Now, whilst being enthralling from behind the wheel, the 3 Series has matured and offers a better backseat experience as well. The first thing you notice, especially over bad roads like this, is how much more pliant the low-speed ride has become, making this backseat a far more comfortable place to be. Space has also improved, there's more leg room, there's more width, and it's nice and airy here in the backseat. There's lots of window space and you've got good visibility of the front. So overall, this backseat is a really comfortable place to be. This version has an increased ride height and a softer setup from the version I'd driven in Spain, and this is probably the reason for more vertical movement. But really, this setup is better suited to Indian conditions, and it does well to keep the passenger comfortable inside and away from the Martian-like surfaces of our roads. After spending some time with the 3 Series, it leaves you with a feeling of satisfaction on all counts, be it performance, comfort, ride or handling. It ticks all the boxes. Well, the 3 Series has definitely become a more mature car. Let's talk about the petrol engine first. More sensible buy, smaller engine, but still hasn't lost any of that fun-to-drive character. The diesel was always a segment winner, has won most of our comparison tests, and this one has just gotten better. So we asked ourselves at the beginning of this story that will the new generation of the 3 Series live up to the heritage of its predecessors? Well, we can say that these cars are not just about driving pleasure, they're also more about backseat comfort and the passengers. It's a far more complete package now, and we don't think that it's going to just live up to the heritage of its predecessors, but we think it's actually going to take the game forward.